Alright, so you've probably seen my last video by now. If not, go check that out. It's up in one of these corners. I'm not sure which one. But you know it, I know it. Kids really don't possess that many brain cells. And that's why I'm back with a part 2. It's a follow-up video. First time I've ever done this. First time I'll ever do this. Unless I don't, so don't quote me on that. This next thing, it was a essay, but in from 4th grade, so it really isn't much of an essay. If I had to turn that in today, I'd probably get like a 0% for not using MOA format. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing a mask right now, it's because I'm currently hosting the world's largest party, and you, the viewer, are not invited. Alright, so this is one of my more popular presentations. No one knows it. Contrary to popular belief, that is actually not me. That is a just random police officer, once again. Probably the first thing I found on Google. Fair warning, though, this was originally a Google Docs, and I had to transfer it to a Google Slides for a better presentation. So the formatting's a little messed up. That was not like it in the original version, but the essence of it is still perfect. And by perfect, I mean horribly wrong. Table of contents, honestly, nothing interesting here. Except I don't know why it says author me. Maybe it's supposed to say about me. Probably should have checked that before, but 4th graders are pretty stupid. Introduction. Have you ever wanted to be famous for the perfect spiring? You can be! In this book, you will learn about codes, the best recruit, your role in keeping your ring in commission. If you want to famous for the perfect spiring, you're not far. So not a great introduction, but honestly, for a 4th grader, I've probably done worse, seen worse. I'll give it a pass. Codes. Alright, this is actually a lot of words, but let's go. Away from HQ. Don't even explain that stands for headquarters. Nice. Away from HQ, nobody around, in enemy territory. You should use codes to warn other agents. There are many types of codes. Here are some of them. If everyone in your group has the same edition of a book, you could use a code book. A code book has words only your group knows. If you wanted to say the word meat, and meat was word 5 on line 16 on page 14, you go page line word, so it would be 1465. Madman is another useful code. If you wanted to say meet at 4, you would say meet at 4. That is 100% useful. Can't see how anyone would be able to decipher that. But, so yeah, it's just the perfect code. You're done with the words. A dead letter drop is a place where you put letters, but don't let anyone else know your place. With invisible ink, you can get messages away from sus people. Use codes to tell agents missions. I know firsthand about codes because an enemy intercepted my message and knew what I was planning. Because I didn't use codes, I failed? Okay. That makes no sense because, first of all, I'm a 4th grader. I don't really have like a moral enemy or anything. That'd be kind of weird. And if I did have one, they wouldn't be intercepting my message. And what was I planning? Am I gonna, like, kill this kid? That's not a good idea. Alright, so yeah, 4th grade me, kinda weird, but that's good. So this image was on the page beforehand in the Google Docs. It's very nice. Obviously, we know that this here is a book, in case you didn't know what a book was. This is a pencil. This is a guy. You can see he has one very long eye, a weird eye, no mouth, no nose, no ears. This is a paper. Those are, of course, words. That would be a W, and that is a very cool N. And in the background, you can hear my washing machine and the home phone, which I'm not really sure why we still have that. It's 2020. the best recruit. Have you ever wanted your chubby, lazy recruit to be your active, skinny recruits? Alright, first of all, fat shaming. Kind of. Second of all, skinny probably isn't the best word to describe this. I mean, if you see like some guy, the most intimidating people, they are buff. You do not want to call them skinny, or else they will beat you up. But yeah, fat shaming. That's always great. Here's how to get the best recruit. Ask your possible recruit to look at 12 items for 1 minute. Move the items around and take out 3 items. Ask your recruit what's missing. I'm pretty sure this is just a game that I took from a book. You may have heard of this, may have played it. It's just a basic memory game. I mean, it isn't super fun, but it's something to do. I definitely did not come up with that. Give your recruit obstacle courses including balance beam, running through tires, and walking through dead leaves and twigs without making a sound. If you don't, your agents will be like bad recruits and unlike good recruits. That's a lot like the tornadoes happen here, so they occur often. 4th and 6th grade to me were just so smart with that. I really should be putting that type of stuff into my English 10 essays. Give your agents the memory test multiple times. Give obstacle courses and test your mind by coming up with obstacles yourself. Well, this is getting innovative. Or your agents will be different from their full potential. Not the best choice of words, but I definitely see what I'm getting at. Once again, I'm a 4th grader. My vocabulary is not too great. As the spy leader, you should do this. Kind of sounds like that's like the first half of a threat. Definitely passive aggressive. Not sure what I was going at there, but worked out pretty well. So on one side you have a good recruit, and on the other side you have a the good recruit usually doesn't get caught, can rely on, works hard, sometimes wants to work harder than you do. I mean, yeah, it's close enough. I'll give it to him, me, us, whatever. And then on the right hand side, A can give away info when caught, doesn't care about missions, doesn't work hard, never does anything. They just exist, and that is it. Definitely do not want one of those in your as a recruit. The spy leader. If you want to be famous for the best spy ring, follow these tips. As the spy leader, you have the most important jobs. Don't let anyone know you are the spy leader. I mean, anyone is kind of weird. If like you don't tell anyone, there's definitely going to be some weird people trying to take over power, saying, "Oh, they're the real leader." But I think I meant just don't let anyone outside of your ring know you're the leader. I definitely got all of these tips from like one book because I was kind of into like spy rings as a child, but not as much into writing stuff. So there's definitely a lot of direct copying and not as much fact checking. But don't go on the field unless you are your own agent. As the spy leader, first you give missions, and then others complete. Take a supervisor. You don't do a whole lot. Yet somehow you're still more important. You are the most important person. If you get caught, this may result in your ring shutdown. I mean, yeah, that's close enough. You might use this to keep your ring's identity. I don't know what is being used. I don't definitely see any other really tips other than don't go out into public saying you're the leader of the CIA, director, whatever. Here is a flow chart. I'm assuming it was part of the assignment. It's a great flow chart. It is, you give missions, agents complete missions, everybody parties. Not totally sure what type of party you're having, but it's a secret party where nobody knows who the leader is. So it's fun. 2 and 2. If one agent gets caught, do you want him telling everything on missions? Pretend you don't know anyone. Try to only have one half of your ring at a time during meetings. Talks. I really wanted to say meetings there, but I guess I will not save myself the embarrassment. Don't talk to fellow agents unless essential. Everywhere you see an agent, don't talk about missions. People would suspect something. Don't talk about spy stuff unless at meetings. That's probably the best advice in this entire thing. Once again, worded kind of weird. I have that double space a lot. Oh, and just in case you were wondering, the bolded words, I have to put them in like a glossary or something at the end. I won't show that because there's nothing good in there. But that's why they're bold words on a lot of the slides. And then, did you know your identity can be the success or failure on a mission? It's some pretty basic stuff there. I think most people would know that. But then again, I'm a fourth grader. So what do I know about success? Oh, this is just great. Now that you read this book, I hope you know about great codes. I hope you know about the best recruit. I hope you know about your role and your rings business. Now that you read this book, you should start the best spy ring ever. Just go do it. Uh, that's probably the worst conclusion I have ever read. Deeply ashamed that I had to put my name on this. Honestly, this wasn't even my paper. This was somebody else's. It was Dread Okupida's. Yep, so Jared Okupida made this conclusion. It was not me. But overall, I definitely would give this conclusion a 2 out of 100. Um, I think it's just, I hope a lot, and then forcibly telling people to start the best spy ring ever. So that's just great. Um, as mentioned, I'm not going to show the glossary. There's nothing good in there. I'm not going to show the works cited because I cited my works. And there's also the about the author. Once again, nothing good in there. If you saw all of that, sorry to have to break it to you, but your IQ has been cut in half. So yeah, that wraps it up for today. It was pretty simple. But yeah, leave a like, subscribe, come to my house at like 7 a.m. and make me breakfast tomorrow. That's it.